So, hello, good morning, everyone. Uh, am I audible clearly? Can someone please confirm? Okay, okay, great. So, I hope my screen is visible to you all. Okay, so firstly, thank you for giving me this opportunity to interact with you guys. So, as I already have taken some few initial lecture and give my introduction and also about the topics. But those who are new people, let me introduce myself once again. So, hello everyone. My name is Pinal Rana. I completed my BTech in 2016 and then I appeared for GATE. In GATE, I secured All India Rank 6 and then I choose IIT Bombay as a pursuing my MTech degree. And after MTech, I applied for PhD in a Prime Minister Research Fellowship. It is very prestigious fellowship in which you will get a 70,000 stipend per month along with many more benefits. The list of that benefits is very long. So let's not discuss about that. So without any much delay, let's start uh, our main focus, which is Python. So, in this lecture series, we are mainly focused on the Python, learning Python. So, apart from learning what we are going to do, we are going to do hands-on experience of Python. Not only the theoretical part of Python, but only how we can write an actual code in Python that we are also going to explore. Okay. So today, first we are going to see what is Python. Then second is the application of Python, in which area we can use Python. Then installation of Python software, but I think this part is already done by many of you. So we will not spend much time on this part. Then a basic introduction or basic command of the Python, and then we are going to do hands-on experience of that. So uh, I hope everyone has installed the Python in their laptops. And those who don't have laptops, I also copy paste the link in the chat box section in which through which you can use the Python online. Okay. So first, what is Python? So it is high level programming language. Second is the open source. So why I choose Python over other languages? Why not MATLAB? Why not C? Why not C++? Why not Java? The main reason is first is the open source, second is the widely used coding language in the industry, because if you go into the industry, no one will ask for the MATLAB or C or C++. Currently in industry, most of the industry, not all the industry, in most of the industry, Python is the language that people are used for doing programming. Third thing is it is a very easy more. So there are various programming languages are available in the market, but Python is a very user friendly and easiest programming language. That's why we are using Python. And other important means other advantage of using Python is cross platform language. So what do you mean by cross platform language? It is if you have written any code in Python, you can run same code in Java or JavaScript by doing little or no modification. So that's why Python is coming out as a new and most use language in the industry. Okay, now we will see the application. See, uh, in industry deal with a huge number of data. Okay, so it is very important to process that data and takes out some meaning out of that data. So for that, various things are used for us. For example, machine learning, deep learning, internet of things, various things. So in order to deal with these things, you can use various programming languages, but for the time being, we are going to use Python. Third thing is it's a graphical user interface. Suppose if you use any application, for example WhatsApp, then Facebook or any other application, so you can also use the Python to develop such kind of application. Okay, then fourth thing is a software development, that is just I mentioned that thing. And fifth thing is a web development. uh, Suppose you want to make your own website or own web page or on your blog, so in that case you can use Python to make a uh, outlook of your web page or website. Okay, now for the installation, for generally these two software are used. First is the Python and second is the Anaconda. So in Python, so in Python, what happened? It has a various libraries. So in order to run particular kind of command, you need to import that library, and in that particular library, you have to write the code and then run that code. So if you are going to use Python, then you have to manually install and download that Python, means that particular library. Whereas in Anaconda, by default, some libraries are installed. So you need not to worry about installation and downloading. So for example, NumPy, Pandas, then Scilab, this kind of libraries are already installed in Anaconda. Whereas in Python, you need to install such kind of uh, libraries. And if you don't have any laptop, so you can also use this website and other website is I uh, copy pasted in the chat box. Let me. Uh, in here I also copy pasted the chat box, so you can also click on this link and use online Python. So then let's start with the introduction step of the Python. So in the introduction, today basically we are going to see math operator, then functions, various functions, variable, and how can we solve matrix in Python. Matrix basically means inverse and determinants, adjoint, and various things. Then last we will see how we can take input from the user and solve any kind of problem. Okay, so let's start with the hands-on session now. So anyone has any doubt till now? Okay, great. So in order to open Python, you have to, if you have downloaded Anaconda, then you have to write note, notebook, and you have to open Jupyter Notebook Anaconda 3. So when you click on this, this kind of window is appear, and you have to import any, open any file. Suppose you don't have any initial file, then what you can do, uh, let me copy. Just a second. You have to, those who don't have, let me just open for you. Set data underscore. So if you don't have any file, then you can open here, insert new cell, or open new notebook Python 3. So this way you can open new Python notebook. Files. So everyone please open this kind of empty page just by those who have download notebook, means Anaconda, and those who have download Python, just you can simply write Python over here, and you can open the one dialog box. Instead of Python, you can also use Spider and something like that. Yeah, unless means you are comfortable with whatever thing you want, first you need to comfortable with that. So everyone open. Just write +1 in the chat box so I can go ahead with this. Only 8 people. Come on. I need at least 12 to 15. Okay, I think it's sufficient. Okay then. See, uh, let me first explain how this Python works. Okay, so Python is a high level language. So it is not exactly using the 0 or 1 from the user, not exactly English. So it's a combination of these two. You have to insert both the things. So English means it has some syntax, some specific syntax, and some predefined numbers. Okay, so what it will do first, when you insert any code in Python, so it convert this code into 0 and 1, then process this data, and then convert into the answer, and then again convert it back into in the form of that user can understand. So it is like a interface kind of thing. You write something, a computer converted into the something, process that thing, and again convert it back into a different thing, and then display something like that. So first we see the initial math operation. Okay, so from now onwards I am going to build a basic of your Python, which will help you to write a code in future. So basically our main aim of this course is to solve various differential equation, partial differential equation, ordinary differential equation, then linear equations, matrix, and these all things are related to finite element methods, which is based on explicit or implicit scheme. Okay, so what I will do first I will explain you how you can solve basic, means very simple differential equation, and then we are going to add complexity in it by adding finite element method, and after that we are going to add explicit and implicit method in order to save computational time. Okay, so aim of our this course is to solve this differential equation, matrix, and a linear equation using finite element method or finite difference method. Okay, so our main aim is solve this, but in order to solve this we need some basic understanding about the software. So in next 1 month we are going to develop that basic understanding and understand that things that will help us to solve this kind of problem. Okay, so first we will see basic math operation. So this is for solving any summation, multiplication. It's simply used as a you have you already used the calculator, so it's similar kind of things. Okay, so let me start. So first we will see summation, subtraction, multiplication, division, something like that. So 3 plus 2. Now you have two options. You can run the command just by clicking over here, or you can write. After this you can just press Ctrl plus enter, so it will work, it will do the same work. Now if you want to open new command, then you have to click on shift enter. So if you click on press shift and enter, the new command window will open. Okay, and in Python if you want to comment anything, suppose comment means you have to write an explanation, so you have to write in hashtag my name is XYZ. So this is kind of comment, it will appear in the command but it will not play any role in the code. Okay, so this is now let's do the subtraction. 9 minus 2, then multiplication 4 into 5, then division 5 divided by 7, let me explain one more thing over here. 6 divided by 2. See, this summation, subtraction, multiplication is a simple thing. Here if you see, if I divide 6 divided by 2, it's give you 3.0. But what if I want integer value? This is a float value because it shows 3.0, 3.12, 3.25, and here 5 divided by 2 is a 2.5, so it's a by default float value. Okay, so here so in Python you need not to import that, write that this value is an integer or this value is a float. By default in summation, subtraction and multiplication, by default it will take a integer value, and in division by default it will take subtraction float value. Okay, now suppose instead of 2.5 I want only integer point, not a float wala value. So what you have to, instead of a single slash, you have to write double slash. Okay, and then you, when you run that command, so instead of a float it will give you the value in integer. Okay, then suppose instead of this 2 you want to know what is the remainder of any particular division. So for that you have to, instead of division you have to write percentage and run the command. So this is a reminder of this. Let me make you simple for you. This is 5 divided by 4, so the reminder is 1. So up to here, can you please try this thing by yourself? So if you have any problem, then we can discuss now. Otherwise, we can go ahead. I will give you 3 to 4 minutes to do this thing by yourself. And if you have any doubt, just unmute yourself and we can discuss about it. Done? Okay, then let's go ahead. Okay, after that, uh, everyone knows this BODMAS rule. And for the Gujarati medium student, it's that Bagu Sava, Bhagakar, Gunakar, multiplication and division. There is a bracket, order, division, multiplication, addition, and subtraction. So in math, if you want to, you have number of operation in a series, which operation you need to perform first, that you need to understand. Okay, so this BODMAS rule is by default in the Python. So if you want to do anything, for example 4 plus 5 minus 3 multiply 6 divisible 2. So sorry. So 6 divided by 2 is a, let me change another value. 8. Yeah, so 6 divided by 2 is 3, 3 into 3 is 9, 8 minus 9 is minus 1 and 4 minus 1 is 3. So this is follows of BODMAS rule. So I hope everyone understood this. And so this is very basic maths operation. So let's move forward. Now we're going to understand the strings, what is strings and how we can print the screens over here. Okay. So for in order to suppose I want to, instead of any number, I want to write anything. Suppose XYZ. So will it give the answer? No. It will show us the error. So if you want to write any uh, means other than any number, you have to write it in the strings. So just a second. Strings means you have to write that thing in a single column or double column. Okay. So where you have to use single column and double column, it's up to you. But in certain case, you have to use single column only. That case I will discuss in a while. So suppose I want to write XYZ. So it will give you the same result. Uh, and if you print this in a instead of double column, if you write in a single column, it will give you the same result. Okay. Now if you see over here, this is a come in a sorry, in a inverted comma. Okay. But what if you don't want inverted comma over here? So in that case, Python has a inbuilt command of print, print, bracket, colon, sorry, comma, inverted comma, uh, xyz. Okay, so if you write this string in a print command, then it will not show you this bracket. Okay, that's a use of this. Now let me explain where you have to use uh, a single bracket, sorry, single inverted comma or double inverted comma. Okay, suppose I want to print किसी का नाम चाहिए मेरे को, Mohit Jani. Okay, suppose I want to print Mohit Jani. So Mohit Jani's Python. Okay, so this is my starting out of a comma and this is ending of comma. But I want to write something like this: Mohit Jani's Python. So in that case, in this case, it will show me the error because uh, here it will start and by default I not explain this Python to that you have to not end over here, you have to end it over here. So it by default when the second comma is come, it will end. So in this case, instead of single inverted comma, you have to use double inverted comma. Now it will run the code properly. Okay, but now what if I want this thing in double inverted comma? Okay, so in this case this code will not work. In this case, here we need to do single inverted comma over here. Okay, now it will work. Now what if I want both things at the simultaneously? So print, sorry, what we'll do in this case, I want this apostrophe s and double colon in Python. So what it will do? Definitely it will show you error. So how can we avoid this thing? So in this case, when you entered backslash n, sorry, not backslash n, it's a new line command, sorry. When you enter backslash, so it will avoid the next things to it. ओके मीन्स व्हाट हैपन, अगर आप लोगों का अगर ये ऐसा हुआ कि आपने ये बैक स्लैश डाल दिया, देन उसके जस्ट बाद का जो कमांड है वो इसको इग्नोर कर देगा एंड देन इट विल रन फॉर दिस थिंग. ओके, so this is how this backslash command is used in the Python to ignore any command just after that thing. Okay, now let's move further. So this is a one line command, but what if I want to print number of lines by just writing one command? In that case, you have to insert backslash and over there. So when you enter backslash, after that it will go to the new line. Okay, so this is what this thing, the string things is over here. Okay, can you please do practice of this thing, this backslash thing, this double colon thing, and this backslash n thing. So I think 2 to 3 minutes is sufficient for this. Guys, this is very easy things, but this is a very first lecture, so I want you to understand the syntax of this Python. So when we solve any higher level problem, you will easily grasp that problem by writing the code without any syntax error. That's why we are going to use this thing. I know this is very silly things, very easy things, although you need to understand this thing in order to avoid the syntax error for the future reference. If you have any doubt till here, you can ask me. Yeah, you have to run, Kisan, you have to run all your program individually. If you want to run all your program in one go, then instead of writing this line individually, you have to write this thing in a one command prompt. So if you write all these print value in one particular command prompt, then and you run, then every command will run at one go. That's that's it. That's the only thing. If you want to run all the command in one go, then you have to write all command in this particular tab, not in a other tab. Okay. If you have any other doubts. I think it's doable now. Done? Okay, let's. I need 2 3 more confirmation. Yes, done. Rahil, Parth, Bridge, Chirag. Are you guys awake or what? Not. Abhishek, done. Okay, then let's move further. Now, let's start with the variables. So, uh, suppose I write x is equal to 5. So, what it will do now? It will store the 5 value, means it will store this 5 number in the x. And when I will print or just write x, it will give me a result of 5. Suppose if instead of x, if I will write x plus 6, so it will show me x plus 6, which is 5 plus 6, which is 11. Okay, so this is how you can store any value in particular uh, string. Okay, now let's move further. uh, Same thing we can do with other. Name is equal to, I want one more name, which is Mohit. Mohit we already taken. Rahil. Okay, so it's Rahil. But as I mentioned earlier, you cannot write any non numerical number directly. So you have to write this in a double inverted comma. So now this is a Rahil. Now if I want to print this name, so you can directly write name. So it will show you the inverted comma Rahil. But if I don't want this inverted comma, then I just need to write print, sorry guys, in the print you have to write small print comma name. So it will show you the name Rahil. Now uh, just a second. Let's name comma final Rana. Okay, okay, so this is the thing. Now if I want to print only A or only N or only P, in that case what I have to do, I have to write name. Suppose I write 3. So what it will print, let's see, and then understand what it do. So it print when I write name 3 and run the code. So it will print A. So this is this A. So how it will interpret this thing, let me explain over here. So when you write anything in the Python, suppose penal space rana. Okay, so this first thing in Python, the numbering starting from 0. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, this space is 5, this is 6, this is 7, this is 8, this is 9. Okay, so when I print name, square bracket 3, it will print A as you seen over here. If I will print 6, it will show Rana because here it's a R. If I will print 5, it will show nothing, right? Suppose if you have any long sentence, you don't want to measure the number of that thing, okay, and you don't want to count this number, and if you want to print this G, okay, so let me uh, print this number G. So it is -5. Okay, so in this case, in forward it start from 0, 1, 2, 3, but in reverse it start from -1, -2, -3, -4, something like this. Okay, so if you want to print initial digit, then I recommend to use this forward number, and if you want to print digit that is at the end and which is very long sentence, in that case you can use this reverse number logic. Okay, understood? Now let's move further. Now instead of one digit I want to print more than one digit. In that case you have to write 0 colon. So this is a first digit from where you want to start printing, and where you want to end. Suppose you want to end at 5, so it will print pi. Okay, let's take 6. Okay, so this is print. This is my 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 digit. So although I have written 6, over here, it will print up to here. So what you understand from this? So when you write any command in square bracket, the first digit is included in that command and the last number that you have written is excluded. It's not considered in the command. Okay. Now suppose you don't want to write the second digit, means from first digit you need to specify the first digit, and then all the remaining digit you want to print. So let's start from 4, and if I will not write anything, then what it will do, it will print all the things after that. So this is my 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 is my L. So after L it will print everything that is given in the command. Okay, so same thing is also applicable for suppose 15. So it will print up to 40, from 0 to 40. So PIN is okay, this way. Now if I want to know the length of this command, okay, suppose I don't know how many numbers of digit it has, so you can use length command and write name of it. Length, oh sorry, instead of square bracket you need to write in circle bracket wala. So this thing you need to understand where, when you have to use a square bracket, when you have to use a round bracket, curly bracket. As we move further, curly bracket will also introduce. So in order to avoid this kind of problem, which bracket need to be used, in order to avoid that kind of problem, we are doing today's lecture to understand the syntax of the Python. Okay, so in order to know the length of this command, you just need to write length bracket uh, uh, the assigned in string to that particular things, and just you need to run. So here is 81 numbers, is means digit is there. Okay, now can you practice this thing for 2 to 3 minutes? Then I think now we can go to the matrix wala thing. So you will understand the feel of the problem. Okay. Can you please practice this for 2 to 3 minutes? It's very simple thing, but you need to practice. Done, guys? Yes. Abhishek, Raj, anyone? Okay, great. Guys, now let's increase some complexity in the problem. So now I will introduce one uh, package for the Python, which is a NumPy. So if you want to print array, let me start with something. A equal to array bracket 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma. Suppose I want to print any column or row of any matrix. Okay, and suppose this is a uh, 1 cross 4 matrix. So if I want to print array, so it means it shows me the error that array is not defined. Okay, so in this case what you have to do, you have to import the library. So Python has a various library. So in order to write an array, you need to import NumPy library. So let me introduce that thing. So import NumPy as a, now for the time being I import NumPy as a NP, and wherever you need to write any array, you have to write uh, instead of array you have to write np dot array. Okay, now if you want to print a, it will show you the array. Okay, or let me write print A. So it will show you this array. Okay, now instead of one row or one column, if I want to if I want multiple row or multiple column, what I need to do, I just need to add one more thing over here, that is 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 30 40 50 60. Sorry. Okay, it shows me some error. Let me rectify. Only two non-keyword argument. Okay. Okay. So guys, when you practice this kind of things, you will understand the what it will show you in the error and how you can rectify that error. So this come only through the practice only. Okay. So for us debugging the error, you need to practice more and more as much as possible. So suppose I want to, so here I have written this 4 cross 4 matrix. Now, so it is the same way that I have written this thing, but when you need to write this 4 cross 4 matrix, you have to write in the initial square bracket and last square bracket along with this circular bracket. Okay. Now, so if you want to print inverse of this particular matrix, then how can you do this? So for that, you need to write uh, uh, okay, okay, let me just recheck. NP array determinant. Okay, so you need to write uh, b, suppose b is equal to uh, np dot determinant bracket a. Okay, it shows some error, so let's directly write np. Okay, determinants is okay. Just a second. Oh yeah, no, it's showing the determinant is not okay. I need to define that determinant first. So I already imported NumPy. Uh, Let me recall this thing. Just a second. I need to recall. np.array. Oh yeah, I need to print p now. Something is Just a second, guys. Sample determinant, print. I forget the command. Forget the command. Just give me a second, guys. Uh, I need to recall this thing. np.array inverse determinant here. I don't know what's okay, guys. I think I need to revise this thing. So it's almost 1 hour is completed. So we can start this thing from next Saturday onwards. So sorry for this kind of interruption. I need to recall this command. I thought I know all these things, but see, this is what happened when you are overconfident bitwise. So sorry for this inconvenience, but I will prepare from the next times for this thing, and we'll discuss this thing from the next time onwards. Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. So if yeah, if you have any doubt till now, you can ask me. Number to strings means you want to assign something like this. Means suppose you have written 1, 2, 3, 4, and you want to assign this 1 to A, this B, something like this you want. In that case, you need to assign that number to particular string. It will not directly understand this thing. So if you have a string, then it will directly consider means assign the number directly. But for assigning string to any number, you need to specify that string to particular numbers. So in that case, you have to assign that suppose A is assigned to 1, B is assigned to 2. In that case, you need to do something like this thing. You cannot directly assign the string to any particular number. Yeah, that can be doable, but I will explain in the next time. That can be doable, but it's not that easy. Sorry, that difficult thing. Let me introduce one last command to you. See, suppose instead of writing means giving data by yourself, if you want to import means take input from the user. In that case, you can use this command called input, then bracket, inverted comma, please insert any number between 1 to 100. Okay, suppose uh, I want to run this command. So it will ask me, please insert any number between 1 to 100 to 67. Okay, now what? So here I have written that insert number between 1 to 100, but if I want to print 400, it will print. So it will not take on this value of that you have mentioned. So for that you need to apply some limiting condition along with this condition. So that thing I will explain in the next class. Suppose instead, let me please insert number of rows. Okay, now uh, if someone don't know about anything about matrix, so he want to enter 5.5, so it will print 5.5, but in this case you want only print integer in your case. Okay, so you can limit this value by inserting integer at the starting of this thing. Okay, now if you print 5.5, it will show you the error. Okay, now your value must be in the integer form, so now it will print your value. Okay, so this way, by using input command, you can take input from the user and solve any simple kind of problem. Means suppose you want to find the area of circle, so you directly write this code over here and just ask the user to enter the radius of the circle or a side of the square or anything like that. So this is a initial step to build your skills. Okay, if you have any doubts, then you can ask me or we can end this lecture. If you have any other doubt after this lecture, you can contact me in this email ID, and this is my web page in which you can look in what I did as a part of research in my career. Okay, I will share this slide with you. So if you have any doubt regarding this slide, you can ask me, or you can contact me through email, or you can also ask your doubts in that WhatsApp group. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask, or we can just end the session. Any other? Uh, okay, then. See you next week. Stay happy, stay healthy. Okay. Bye. Good night, guys. Sorry. Goodbye, guys. Have a great day. Okay. Welcome. Linear algebra.